Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to the Perceptual Shift Show. My name is James Quine, and this is my brother,
Robbie. I am a perceptual shifter as well as a life lover.
Me too.
And I'm drinking my black cowboy coffee, like Hollywood cowboy sludge drink.
And I've got my cinnamon tea, so
That's
we're ready
right.
to rock and roll. Right?
Yeah,
All right, how you doing in general?
pretty good.
Okay, me too. I'm feeling good. As a matter of fact, I'm sporting something new today.
Yes.
This is the Tree of Life.
Wow.
I bought this in Makawao many years
neat.
ago with a good friend of mine, Adam. I don't know if you
Right.
remember
Yeah,
Adam
I
from
do.
Wales.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got that together, and that was pretty awesome. I'm grateful to have it.
Sir Adam.
Sir Adam, yeah, it makes me feel nice because,
Right.
I love my life, the Tree of Life, it all kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yep, and we got a good show today coming to you. We've got some awesome awareness on recognizing shifts. I'm going to get into that in a minute. We also have an announcement to make, but before we
Right.
get too deep into it,
That's right.
would you like to perceptually shift a little with
I
me?
would, and into a rock and roll direction. But my lenses for perceptually shifting today are shifting into the star lenses of
You're
the.
going to be a superstar
Elton
today,
John.
aren't you?
I'm going to channel Elton today.
I'm going to be triangular.
Wow.
Yes.
Triangular tree of life?
Yes. So now that you have the shades on, you have a new lens on.
Yeah.
Are you already feeling the perceptual
I really
shift?
am. I'm kind
Looking
of,
through these new
yes.
glasses.
My cells are starting to purr right
Good,
now.
that's good. So if you have your perceptual shift lenses at home, put them on,
Yeah.
and let's get this party
And if you have
started.
an old guitar lying around, grab it.
Yep.
E, D, C, and the bridge is an A.
Okay. That sounds easy enough. Welcome to the Shift Show. Get ready for the mind flow. You're gonna see the world in a brand new way. Show you how to love life. Eliminate your strife. You'll manifest all that you desire. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Love it.
You came in a little early, but I caught up to you.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the pull off was timed right.
it was great.
You saw my foot stick up in the air. It was nice.
I'm glad we don't have a foot cam down
Yeah,
here.
you didn't see that at home, but yeah. I got to
like-
flip my foot up to let him know that I'm
And
pulling off.
he kind of curls his toe a little bit like a little kid.
I do a little,
It's awesome.
a little toe curl.
It's
there.
almost like a Broadway tune or something.
It's really a recognition of how happy I am to be here with you.
Exactly.
This is one
And
of my favorite times of the day when we record this show.
And you're kind of kicking off the negativity and loading in the love and perceptual shift good energy.
Yeah, for all you who are new to the show, this show kind of came about originally when I had done The Love Hotel.
Right.
And the producer said,
Wow.
hey, you should take advantage of your social media. What kind of business thing? Do you have
Right.
any new business stuff going on? And I said, well, I don't really have a social media. I have a closed Facebook page that's just for family. And they said, well, you're going to have a lot of people watching you on Love Hotel.
Right.
You should start a social media thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, please, not the social media thing. I have to learn about Instagram
Right.
and TikTok and all the pain of learning something new.
Oh
and
my
then
God, I feel
now
that.
you have to look in the camera and do that whole thing. And he said it's going to be worth it. So I said, well, the only thing new I got going is I'm writing this book. I've been trying to write this book about loving life and everything. He goes, finish the book.
Wow.
So that inspired me after the
Hold
show
on.
was done.
You finished the book.
I
that
did finish
deserves
the
a
book.
ding.
That inspired me to finish the book. And once we finished the book, Robbie and I were talking about maybe doing this podcast show
Right.
as a way to promote the book. And then it sort of morphed into the idea of it's another way of sharing the same experience, strength, and hope that I have explained in the book
Right.
to people who maybe can't buy the book, don't want to buy the book, aren't really a book reader. And so here we are doing the show pretty shortly after the book was released.
Yeah, I'm surprised how it all came together.
Yes. And we've actually stacked a whole bunch of shows together that are still being edited.
Right.
Because it takes a lot longer to do post-production of these shows than to actually film them. Although I do want to say it was bumpy learning how to film these shows.
There was a big learning curve here.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some shit go sideways, for lack of a better term. We had these crappy little mics that
Right,
clip
lapel
on
mics.
mics.
Yeah.
They were great for the first half of the show, and then they took a big old crap.
And because we don't have a sound person, you don't
Yeah,
know
you
that
didn't
it took a
know.
crap.
Yeah, so and
Yeah.
we're like stoked at the end of the show, and then half of it was like
Yeah.
silent
And for-
film, like
for-
Charlie Chaplin or something.
Yeah, and for anybody wanting to do this, one of the things you got to realize is if you're filming with iPhones like we are,
Right.
the microphone over there is going to get real echoey unless you have a microphone like this,
We
which
had
took
that.
us a while to figure out.
Yeah, we went through that too.
And then we didn't have the correct microphone stands. These are boom stands, so they can allow you to bring the mic closer to you. And just all these subtle things. We didn't have enough cameras in the beginning.
We had bungee cords holding these tripods with little clamps on them.
Exactly.
And, you know,
We had-
scrunchies for your hair.
We had to
holding the
learn
cam-
that if you don't turn on the airport, then
Right.
your phone gets interrupted. We had to learn that
Yeah,
the phones
someone
get filled.
calls halfway through the podcast.
Yeah, the
whole
phones
thing
get filled up with data storage, and then
Right.
suddenly they stop. You can't see the phone because you're on this side of the camera,
Right.
and then you discover that phone stopped and this phone stopped, and
Yeah.
so we've had a lot. That being said, we're pretty dialed in these days.
Yeah, we are. James had to learn GarageBand from scratch.
Yeah.
Because the sound was okay, but we wanted it to sound good. You know.
But we still make mistakes. Like take a look to your right, Robbie. Right, look to your right and up. To the right, all the way to the right and up.
Okay.
What do you see?
Oh my God.
Yeah, see, so there you go. We have a light that didn't get turned on.
Oh Lord.
So here we are in the middle of this
And
video podcast and
I have to
discovered
take
that
accountability for the light. It was.
we're all responsibility for,
Right.
we have responsibility for all of it. Even
Yeah.
the editor, I said to him today, please take a look. And if we're wearing a shirt that makes us look unflattering, fat, we have a
Right.
pimple, we have something going on, our
Yeah.
hair's messed up, let us know so that the next episode we can fix that.
Yeah.
In fact, every episode prior to this one, there was a reflection
Right.
in this image of the umbrella lights
Yeah,
in the
and it
background.
looked like two big boobs.
Yes, with lines on them.
Yeah.
And none of us noticed any of that until I actually noticed it on
Yeah.
one of the videos. So
Oh my God.
it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah, and it's DIY. We're putting our hearts into it, and I'm very passionate about the topic.
Yes. And also it reminds us that we'll be making mistakes for the rest of our life.
Thank you.
Don't
Yeah.
be so hard on yourself.
And also, it's an opportunity for a little ego death, which is a good thing. You know, kind of
we are far from perfect.
Yeah, squash the ego.
So we also have to cut ourselves some slack because
Right.
we're running the whole show ourselves.
Right.
With the exception of our video editor that we send the videos to. Everything that you see here and everything that's going on, and there's a lot behind the camera.
Right.
The lights and the sound and everything else, like GarageBand. We're doing this ourselves.
Right.
So, anyway, that's just a little bit about what's going on. We start off with the song every time because we
Right.
love playing music.
Yeah.
This is something that fills us with a lot
It's
of
kind
joy.
of a little celebration. It's cheesy. It's
Yes.
fun.
And you'll notice that part of the book says how to love your life, and playing music helps us love our life.
Right.
Singing helps us love
And
our
I
life.
don't think we're going to win a Grammy for
We're not out there
the
for that.
Perceptual Shift song.
No.
We're just doing it for fun.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of haters out there. They'll tell us that we're
Well,
amateurs.
and they're going to say it's a very simple song, you know, and it's
But Luann actually loved it.
Really?
Yeah, from the show.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Luann.
Shout out to Luann de Lesseps. All right. If you are interested in getting the book and going through it and doing the exercises with us, you can buy the book on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, lots of places online, or you can get it from me and I can give you a signed copy. Or if you don't want the hard copy or you don't have enough money,
You can get the Kindle version for just a couple of yen. And also get a little notebook because there's a lot of writing in this book, which I highly recommend. I mean, yes, you can just listen to it and read it, but it's a workbook. Like
Yeah, pretty much every
day,
section has a place where you're supposed to be writing.
Right, and I also invite you to kind of dig deep. The questions are very simple, but they're pretty deep.
Yeah, and you'll notice I also on my pages tend to highlight what's important to me.
The king of highlighters.
Write something on each page, and it's a very cathartic experience.
It really is. Uncover, discover, and discard.
Exactly. Baby. And then on Saturdays we have a workshop. You can join us on Zoom. The link is here in the description of this podcast. You can get the password, which I keep kind of private because those meetings are intimate.
Sure.
You can get it by hitting me up on Instagram or TikTok at James M for Michael QUINE. Ask me for the password. That meeting takes place every Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a lot of fun. You get to meet us in person live. You can ask any questions, and we work through the book together.
We're doing it together with you guys. It's an hour-long meeting. There's a lot of intimacy. It's a very safe space. Highly recommend.
Sometimes less than an hour, sometimes more.
Yeah.
We keep it around that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the people who are there with us seem to really enjoy it. We enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
It's great. All right, so that's how you get the book if you're interested in it. Although you don't need it, you could just listen to the show and you're going to pick up something that you can use for sure.
Definitely.
Oh, and one last thing. Some people, like Shannon over at Safeway in Lahaina, asked me for a copy for a friend of the family. I think it was her father-in-law or her father-in-law. She thought it would be a wonderful gift. I personalized it for him.
That's great.
And she was very grateful. So we can do that also for you. But without further ado, it is time for us to get into the reading.
Okay, one last thing. You mentioned the social media. James does these fantastic life hacks on there that are short and just full of Shakti. They're so fun. I sometimes I watch 3 or 4 in a row just to...
Yeah, they're right to the point, and they're basically little snippets of this book, the stuff that we share in this book.
Exactly. It dovetails very nicely into that book.
If you wanted to jump right to the back of the book, you can see that in the very back of the book, there's some suggestions of what I consider to be great books to expand your journey.
Right.
Books that I read on a daily basis.
Oh, fantastic.
And then you'll also see a section that says the daily practices of life lovers.
Right.
So you can take a look at things that I do and Robbie does to make sure that we love our life every day. So those are along the lines of a lot of the life hacks.
I love it.
Okay, so today we're going to dig into developing self-awareness. This is in the section called The Power of Shifting. It is in the chapter called Embracing the Shift. And this is after we went through the roots of our perceptions and the lens through which we see. So there's a reason why it's organized like this. Uncover, discover, discard. So here we go. Developing self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of recognizing and embracing perceptual shifts, which leads to greater abundance. Without it, we may remain blind to the ways our perceptions...
Like Kona,
our dog. To the ways our perceptions currently limit us. Developing self-awareness involves the following. And I'm a huge believer in self-awareness. Without it, without it, we're not going to be able to take a reading of where our life is at the moment.
Exactly.
For those of you who may feel lost, confused, or purposeless, there's probably a very good possibility that expanding your self-awareness will help you find yourself and find your purpose in life. And that means taking a written inventory of really what's going on in your life. Where you're at, what you're feeling, what's going on, what you feel is working for you, what you feel is not working for you. Really putting the pen to paper.
Right. Yeah, we talked about doing the writing. The writing is action.
It really is.
Very revealing.
Yes. And in fact, this first suggestion that helps you with self-awareness is mindfulness practices. Activities like meditation, journaling, you just mentioned, or simply taking time to reflect, think about where you're at the moment, help you tune into your thoughts and feelings. So I want to be clear. We're not suggesting that you take time to feel sad for a long time.
Right.
Or depressed.
Right.
Or angry. Those aren't the feelings that we're looking for you to tune into.
I am not a fan of self-pity, as you guys all know. I try to flick it off.
But if you are not aware that you're in self-pity,
right.
you're probably not going to get out of it.
Right.
So we do need to make sure that we see a thing as a thing.
Yeah, be objective.
Yes. Identify if you're feeling great, write that down.
Sure.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, write down what's going on with it. At the end of the day, if you're uncomfortable about a person, place, thing, or situation, you're really probably only going to get out of it, this is my experience, if you shift something within yourself. Attempting to manage, direct, and control a person, place, thing, or situation usually for me results in more frustration.
Right.
And more pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization.
Right.
Hopelessness.
Let go or be dragged. Yeah.
Yes. So the second way we can develop self-awareness involves active listening.
Right.
Paying attention to how others perceive you or the situation can provide valuable insights.
Sure.
Here's an example of that. Someone comes to you and says, I don't like the way you're acting. If you get defensive about that, you're not going to be able to hear what's going on.
Right.
Now, your actions may not be likable. They may not be okay. And if you were objective and could see the way you acted, you might not be happy with the way that you're acting. The problem with defensiveness is that it doesn't leave any room for self-awareness.
Right. It kind of blocks it.
And that's why we talk about pausing when agitated. So if somebody comes at you and says, I don't like the way you're behaving, if I take a deep breath and I can actually get away from my ego and my defensiveness, I can then say, what about the way I'm behaving don't you like?
Right.
And I can listen.
Yeah, there's a dialogue.
And I can potentially learn. In fact, you want to take it one step further? Say, okay, hold on a second. Let me get a paper and pen so I can really write down the behavior that you feel is inappropriate.
That is next level.
It's next level, and it's so incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
Number one, it shows that person that you're listening to them.
Definitely.
And that you're willing to change and open to change.
Right.
Number two, it tells your own brain, don't be defensive.
Right.
Don't be reactive. See if you can take something away from this and make it into an opportunity.
Right. And it might just be one little grain of truth that comes out of it. You might not agree with a lot of it, but
someone could sit there and say, you're an idiot, you're an asshole,
right.
You're a loser,
They might.
and you don't ever close the kitchen cupboard. Now, they might have me on that last one. Maybe I don't believe it because I'm doing the I love my life stuff in the mirror and I love you, James, in the mirror. I don't believe I'm an idiot, an asshole,
right.
or a loser. But guess what the fourth thing they said is? I'm not closing the kitchen cupboard.
Yeah, right.
And I'm tired of
Guilty.
hitting my head on that cupboard because you leave it open.
Right.
That's my bad.
Yeah, sure.
And that's the one I'm writing down.
Right,
I'm not writing down the other things.
Yeah. I'm not going to write the idiot part.
And that's where I can have growth.
Right, good.
Now, I might not be prepared to respond to them in the moment because I might be still feeling a little defensive or whatever. But I can always say, I want to take what you said under consideration, think about it.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to you. Can we
That's
talk
right.
about it in a little while or tomorrow?
Allow you to kind of decompress a little bit and get more grounded and take a few breaths.
And when I applied the perceptual shifting mentality to what I've written down, it's very easy to come back to that person and say, you know, I had a chance to think about what you said. Leaving that cabinet open
Right.
is not cool.
Yeah.
And I know that that's happened before and I've not been aware of it.
Sure.
Would you mind if I put a note on that cabinet to myself?
Right.
Close the door. Or I'm going to try harder. I'm going to do better. I can't
Yeah.
guarantee that I'm going to do it every time. But you
Right.
know what? If I was hitting my head on a cabinet that you left open, I would be upset too. So I can completely understand why you're upset.
Sure. Sure.
And I don't need to add a but or an asterisk to that at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, well, you left the hamper door open too
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Scorekeeping.
Yeah.
Is
That's
yawn.
yeah. And if I want to talk about the hamper door, give it a few days.
Yeah.
Like,
Separate conversation.
Yeah, separate conversation. Okay. So the third way that we can develop self-awareness, identifying patterns. Notice recurring themes in your thoughts or experiences. These patterns often reveal underlying perceptions that may benefit from a shift. The easiest way to find these patterns is ask yourself, when am I getting upset?
Right.
When am I getting frustrated? What time of the day? Who am I around? What's going on? Where am I at?
That's interesting. Like it could be connected to blood sugar.
Could be connected to...
Need a nap or something.
Yes. Is it when I've had a bad night's sleep?
Right.
Is it when
right.
my baby's been up all night
Sure.
long? Is it when my children are in trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Is it when I'm in fear?
Right.
Is it when I go to work? Is there something at work that's creating a problem for me?
Right.
Do I need to do some writing on that?
Sure.
Find the source of that moment that you find yourself consistently being uncomfortable in your own skin.
Right.
Because if the goal is to love your life and manifest abundance, we need to get to the root cause of what's happening. And patterns are a great way to figure it out. Okay. The next way we can develop more self-awareness is by seeking feedback. And that is through trusted friends, mentors, or therapists, because they can offer perspectives that challenge your current way of seeing things.
Right.
But only if we are in a position to openly accept it.
Right.
In other words, one of the things that we've learned in our life is that unsolicited advice is really uncomfortable for us. Which also means giving unsolicited advice
That's
to
right.
others
It's a two-way street.
is likely uncomfortable for them.
Right. Right.
If they didn't ask for your advice,
Sure.
back off.
Yeah.
Even if you think giving your advice would be helpful for them or necessary, because the truth of the matter is, chances are you're giving the advice because you want them to change. You're attempting to control, manage, or direct their behavior so that you can feel better
Right.
and be happy. Maybe they would too. But so lay off the unsolicited advice. However, that being said, there is a time and a place to solicit advice from others.
Sure.
And if you are legitimately trying to have a perceptual shift, grow, evolve, and create greater abundance for yourself, then reaching out to people that you trust
Right.
and asking for their advice.
Yeah.
How do you see me? Do you see ways that I can improve in my
Sure.
life? Do you see things that I'm doing that might be hampering my ability to love life
Right.
or manifest abundance? Do you see any patterns that might be destructive in my life? If you open yourself up to that, to people that you trust and whose opinion you value,
Right.
you'll be growing like crazy.
That's right.
Okay. The final and fifth way of developing self-awareness involves pausing when agitated.
So important.
We talked about it a little bit earlier, but this says, taking a moment to pause and reflect when emotions run high can reveal underlying perceptions that don't serve you. This simple practice often prevents reactive decisions that can be catastrophic, by the way, and opens the door for clearer thinking and better choices. I have ruined relationships for life by opening my mouth. Have you?
I have, and it's sometimes there's no repairing.
There's no repair.
It's
There's no
awful.
going
It's
back.
like my tongue is sharp. I was pissed off, and I let it rip. And I knew while I was doing it that it could be seismic.
Yes, and we make
Yes.
these mistakes, and hopefully we learn from them.
Yeah, and it's sad because destroying a relationship that I care about is a terrible price to pay.
If there is one piece of advice I can give you that will improve your relationships more than anything else, it is pause when agitated.
So important.
Keep your mouth closed, Don't send the email.
Right.
Don't send the text message.
That's important. Yeah.
Don't put the mail in the mailbox.
Right.
If your emotions are running high, just pause.
Yeah.
You want to write the email without sending it? Go for it. You want to write the text without sending it? Go for it.
Right.
You want to record a verbal message because you need to get it out of your system or write it in your journal?
That's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to pick up and call somebody you trust and say, I feel like saying this to this person. If there's someone you trust and you value their opinion and they're a positive influence in your life, let them know. They're going to tell you, don't say it.
Right.
Don't do it.
I have, when I've been really angry, sometimes I write it on a piece of paper and angrily, not check for spelling or anything, just get it out, and then I light it on fire.
Do you spit on it first?
No.
Okay, just wondering. Okay. So the question for you, Robbie, it's question time.
Okay.
There's only one question today because this is a singly page.
Oh, singly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you practice any of the above methods for developing self-awareness? And can you give us some examples of them if you do? And finally, do they help you gain a clearer perspective? And just as a reminder, the ones we discussed today are mindfulness practices,
Right.
active listening, Oh, and by the way, before I give you the whole list, one of my secrets of active listening, especially when you're dealing with somebody that you know is very critical of you,
Right.
gives you unsolicited advice, puts you down, but is someone that you want to have a better relationship with, is just say to them when they start, say, do you mind if I just listen to you and not say anything for the moment? And the reason I say this is not so much for them, but for me.
Right.
As a reminder to keep my mouth shut.
Right.
Let them vent.
Yeah.
Let them get it all out. Let them
Sure.
call me every name in the book.
Right. Right.
I have just made a decision, if they agree, to not react or respond
Right.
to any of it, any of the allegations.
They might not like that, but it's the safer way to do it.
I have had 100% success with it.
Wow.
No one has ever said to me, no, I want you to interrupt me and talk back to me.
They never said, let's talk about this, let's clear the air.
No, here's what has always happened. They have lambasted me, criticized me, made up what I consider to be lies or exaggerations. They have painted a one-sided picture of a situation. They have gotten things completely wrong and distorted. Of course, they're seeing it from their perspective. This is what I'm thinking.
Right.
That being said, I'm silent the whole time. At the end of it, frequently they'll say, so what do you have to say for yourself?
Right.
Or, so what are you going to do about it? Or are you going to change? Or something like that. They'll give me what I call a sort of baiting me.
Right. It sounds
Button
like
pushing me a little bit.
Yeah. Watch your step.
It's a trigger right there.
It sort of is.
Yeah. And what I always say...
It's almost an ambush.
What I always say is this. I had a chance to really listen and hear you. And if I'm writing it, I said, and I took some notes.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
And I know that you feel this way.
Right. Right.
And at this point, it's important for me to do some reflecting,
Right.
meditating.
Let me sit with this for a minute.
Think about it, because there's a lot of truth in what you said.
Sure.
And if you would give me the
Kind
honor,
of processing it a little bit.
of let me process this for a
Right,
day, and
right.
tomorrow morning we can talk about it.
Yeah, that's great.
Now I want to ask you a question, and this has happened I've done this many times. Of all of the times I've done this, how many times the next morning, when I say, "Did you want to talk about that conversation?" How many times did they say yes to me? 0.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Never.
Right.
Because what they really did is wanted to verbally vomit all their stuff all over me.
They wanted to vent. Yeah.
Or they wanted to just get out all the feelings because every other time I was interrupting them.
Right.
That's not true. This isn't true. That's not what you did this. Da, 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 da. And that doesn't work. That's arguing.
Yeah, it just goes around in a circle.
Who wants to argue?
Yeah, not me.
So instead...
That's not life lover behavior.
Instead, can I just listen to you
Sure.
and take some notes to see what I can gain from what you have to tell
great.
me? Yeah. Okay, so these are the 5 areas, and I'd love to know which of these methods you use and how it helps you gain a clearer perspective. Mindfulness practices, active listening, identifying patterns in yourself, seeking feedback from others, and pausing when agitated. So, Annie.
Yeah, I have a lot of examples of all of those. In terms of mindfulness, I meditate like 2 hours a day. I love it. I love being in just a higher state of mind. And to me, that's exactly a perceptual shift. I mean, to the letter. I want to rise up and be in love and in acceptance and in just a high vibrational state. Joyfulness.
I've seen him meditate with his eyes wide open.
Yeah, I do that too. And I was thinking about that also. Walking down to the beach and watching a sunset, highly recommend. Soaking in the colors.
Or you're usually listening to your puja music at the same time.
Yeah, and oming and all that. And just being in nature, nature has a pulsing kind of magnetic heartbeat. The earth has a heartbeat.
I think that's why we were drawn to Maui.
Yeah, exactly. And the tree of life.
Yes.
Getting into that, the energy, and even if I'm just one branch on a big tree of life, I'm connected and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's getting a little esoteric, but I like how it feels to be connected to that.
Okay, meditating.
Meditating is great.
How does that shift your perspective?
Because it's self-care and I'm more grounded and I'm less likely to take the bait.
Okay, what else? What other tools?
Okay. Pause when agitated for me is enormous, and I did learn the hard way. I did stick my hand on the stove more than once, and I destroyed relationships, and I can't fix them.
Let me ask you a question. You probably aren't doing that recently anymore.
No,
but
it's been a while.
Do you still sometimes have a slip of the tongue every once in a while?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I have a sharp
I do
tongue.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's usually if I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm in a pissy mood.
Hungry, angry, lonely, tired?
Yeah.
Halt.
And just off kilter a little bit, not grounded, not meditating. It's one of those in-between things. Or impatient could be.
Or caught early in the morning before you've done your morning hour?
And I've learned to fill up my own cup in the morning. I don't answer the phone. I'm not on call 24 hours a day. If you want to get a hold of me, I'm doing my morning little ritual of golden hour or whatever you want to call it, my serenity zone.
If you want to see either of us really not in a good place, knock on our door before we've woken up and done our golden hour.
Right. I won't leave the house without it. I've learned the hard way. It's like it's better if I have an appointment, it's better if I'm late. Because if I take care of myself, my day is good.
Yeah. And just so that everybody understands, the golden hour is that period of time in the morning. It can be less or more than an hour. For us, usually it's more than an hour.
Right.
But it involves that meditation, that alignment, that centering, that journaling, that writing, the gratitude list, maybe reading or listening to inspirational things, getting ourselves centered so that we're in the attitude of gratitude.
Yeah. I can feel when I'm in it and I can feel when I'm not in it. And I choose to be in it. It's worth the work. Trust me. I write in a gratitude journal. Gratitude lists are great too. However it works, a person can customize their own golden hour.
Absolutely.
I mean, James and I do a lot of the same things, but we have slightly different things of, so, but more in common than not in common.
So pausing when agitated.
Pausing when agitated is huge. Also, when people give unsolicited advice, I think it's okay to sort of not agree with it. If I'm not in resonance with it, like Dr. Pat one time told me, she was all manic and she's like, Robbie, you should cut your hair. And I'm just like, I'm a glitter rocker. I like long hair. If I did cut my hair, it would be like a Bowie shag mullet, maybe I would do something like that. Or maybe I would do like a goth mohawk where I just shave the sides and I back comb all my hair and have a big like gothic mohawk.
Yeah.
But I would not just do like a regular, I work at a bank and have that's not who I am, you know. So
and I've had unsolicited, like I had one of my mentors say, you should get a job at McDonald's.
You should. Should is
Should is a dangerous
It's
word.
a dangerous word.
We say you should on me. It's like
Yeah.
shitting on me, but you should on me.
It feels like they're shitting on you verbally.
Okay, so what about the seeking advice from mentors to help find patterns?
Oh my God, so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that I trust. I think it's important for me to choose carefully.
Yes.
I have a couple of mentors that they tell it to me straight, man. They give tough love is still love. So sometimes they say things that hurt a little bit, but generally try it or deny it. They're usually correct.
Okay, and the final one is active listening. As you can probably tell, Robbie and I are gabbers.
Yes.
We talk
Chatterboxes.
We talk over each other so much that the editor was telling us, "You guys got to cool the talking over," because I'm like, "Where do I go? Where do I go with the camera?"
Right.
You know, when you guys are talking at the same time. We grew up in a family like that, though. We had a big family growing up. Everybody's talking at the dinner table all the time over each other. Pass the bread, pass the thing. Hey, did you hear this? It's just all at once. So, you know, we have a tendency to do that. My son, by the way, my older son, hates when I talk over him. He really gets uncomfortable. So I try my best to honor that boundary for him because he feels unheard. So active listening, do you practice that?
I'm not great at it, but I do try. Yeah. I actually, some people that I mentor, it was very sweet. They just kind of spit it out. They said, Robbie, you're a good listener.
I think they said you're a great listener.
Great listener. And it really warmed my heart. It's like, I didn't know that. Yeah. Thank you. That's a really sweet, loving compliment.
I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably all the way up to a 3 or 4. I'm not a great listener either.
But you're working on it.
I'm working on it. But I'm human. And, you know, the nice thing is some of these workbooks that I've gone through that are similar to this, and I've gone through many of them, allow you at the end of the book or somewhere in the book to really identify what are those character defects that are out of balance. They're assets, but they're out of balance. Or what is not serving you? What are you engaging in? What behaviors are you engaging in, or thoughts or opinions that you would not want to be doing if it were up to you? And one of them is, I would like to be a better listener. I used to be very condescending, for example. I'm not so condescending anymore because I've been working on it so long. So maybe before I was condescending from 1 to 10, I was a 9. And now I'm like maybe a 1 or a 2. So I'm aware that it was funny, just as a quick aside, when I went to Love Hotel, my first ex-wife said, I have one thing I wanted to suggest to you.
Just one.
And I said, what's that? She goes, when you talk to these women there, just keep your mouth shut and try to listen. Try to listen more often than you're talking, because you have a tendency to talk a lot, James. And that was a great bit of advice. I really was conscious when I was on that show to try to listen more. I think as time went on, I probably started talking more often. But in the beginning, I was certainly like hearing her voice as a reminder. And that's when we seek advice from others.
Right.
I was able to recognize that's something I had written about, wanting to be a better listener.
Yeah, that's awesome. I thought you were going to say that please don't go on Love Hotel. Didn't she say that?
Oh, somebody told me that, but this isn't the same one. No, my first ex-wife was like rooting for me. She likes the reality TV. She loved Luann, and she was like excited.
But your second one got a tiny bit jealous, right?
No, I don't think she got jealous. She just got uncomfortable that I might reveal some information that would make the kids feel uncomfortable.
Oh, okay.
Or she knows that I have a habit of saying things and my mouth can get ahead of me, and I might reveal something that might make somebody feel bad. So she was just being protective.
I was glad you didn't listen to her, because I loved watching him on the Love Hotel. It was fantastic.
Well, I mean, later she sort of came over and said, you know, this could be good for you.
It was great. I admired your courage.
I get along great with both of my wives.
Yeah.
And I love my second ex-wife very much.
No,
so,
I know.
Yeah, I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
But with regard, we're running out of time. So with regard to me, like you, I practice all of these, some better than others.
Right.
I would say, just like you, the active listening is the one I could do a better job at. The pausing when agitated, I'm much better at. I think I could seek more feedback. I definitely do. to try to find more patterns that I could evolve in. I love the mindfulness practices. I want to do more of that. I want to have that evolve in my life. And I think it's just developing self-awareness, particularly awareness of those things that no longer serve me, is critical for me on this journey of loving life and manifesting more abundance. And the abundance thing is just, my life is filled. But what's it filled with? Joy, happiness, serenity, creativity, wonderment, curiosity, love, kindness, service to others.
Right.
Is it filled with all the good stuff?
Yes.
And as many of you know,
actually, it's overflowing a little bit.
Yes.
It's very filled with.
Yes,
good
and
stuff.
one of the descriptions, I'm not religious myself, but I'm very spiritual. But one of the descriptions of the word God that I had heard is the word God is the word good squeezed together with the two O's, so it's concentrated goodness.
Right.
And I think we were hearing somebody share that their concept of God was love, and everybody gets to choose their own idea of a higher entity, universe, nature, whatever it is.
The source.
Yes. And for me, I want my life to be filled with the good stuff. And when the uncomfortable stuff,
definitely deserves.
Thank you, bro. When the uncomfortable stuff comes in, I want to just shift it away.
Thank you. Yeah.
In a river where a whole bunch of leaves and twigs might get stuck on something.
Right.
I want to give it a little help to let it free and just flow down the river across the bend, and I don't need to be
around.
Yeah. And live in the moment, which is so beautiful.
Yeah.
This moment
it's
here.
a gift, the present, the gift. You
it
guys
is.
Understand that.
We do have another announcement for you. It's the same one we made at the beginning, at the top of the show. But before we do that, we like to end the show in a similar way that we start the show, with levity, fun, and perceptually shifting musically.
And a tiny dash of rock and roll.
Yes. So since he's going for the stars again, I'm going to steal...
I'm Star-Eyed Stella.
I'm going to steal his flames.
Oh, you flamer.
Woo! So I'm flaming today. I'm hot. I'm burning up with your love.
That's great. You're on fire.
Yeah. Fire.
Here we go.
Now you've heard the Shift Show,
you flamer.
I hope you got your mind blown. We'll be back next week with more to say. And if you are a seeker, buy the book, dig deeper. Take what you like and now go out and play. Have some fun. The Perceptual Shift Show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
That was beautiful. Okay, and just as a reminder, if you do want to get the book, you can get the book at Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble or online somewhere. You can get the hardback, the softback book, or you can get
the Kindle version for just a
right.
couple of shekels.
Make sure you get a journal.
Good deal. Yeah,
or
get
a
a journal.
notebook to write in.
Yeah.
And if you want a signed copy, hit me up. DM me on Instagram or
it's
TikTok.
a high vibration. I have a signed copy from my brother.
James M for Michael, Quine is my handle at Instagram or TikTok. You can also find some life hacks there.
Right.
Which are pretty cool.
They are so cool.
They are. If you enjoyed this podcast, like, follow, subscribe to get notified of the next one. And don't forget, if you want to join us on Saturdays at our workshop where we actually go through the book live and in Technicolor.
Yeah, and we're both there. We are doing this with you guys.
We're
right in the trenches.
Every Saturday.
That's right.
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Right.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday, DM me, Instagram, or TikTok to get the password. The meeting link is here in the description of this podcast. And before we let you go, just a reminder, loving life is not about loving every single thing that happens to you in your life.
That's right.
What's going to happen sometimes?
You're going to get a flat tire. You're going to stub your toe. Your girlfriend's going to dump you. You're going to get your heart broken.
Your boyfriend might dump you.
Right.
Somebody might cheat on you.
Yeah.
All kinds of things happen. You might get a boo-boo.
That's right.
But even though there are some things that
you
don't
might get
align,
some unsolicited advice from a mean person.
Yeah. Although there might be some things that happen in your life that don't align with your expectations,
right.
and let's face it, those are the ones we usually get upset about.
Yeah, sure.
We can learn to navigate those and overcome those.
That's right.
And we can also continue to love our life no matter what.
Right.
We can be life lovers.
Yeah.
We can be somebody who says, I am a life lover through and through.
Exactly.
And if you want to be a life lover, you can start out
perfect little rule out there
by saying it out loud.
This is our mantra around here, people.
Yeah, and you can share in this mantra.
Yeah.
We're going to do it on 1, 2, 3. We're going to say out loud, I love my life. So I encourage you to give it a shout. Give it a try.
Put your heart into it, yeah.
1,
2,
3. I love my life!